I think we are started, so we're gonna start. Hello there.
On time.
We are on time.
You are 2 minutes late.
We're close. We're close.
We're fired.
But
we're fired.
Hello there. Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat, where a bunch of us schmucks. That's mostly you guys. No, it's me. Definitely me. We hang out and we roll some dice, we laugh at each other, and we do some collaborative storytelling, also known as Dungeons and Dragons. So we had our inaugural episode last week. So as if you watched that, you know we're still figuring lots of things out, and we are looking for your feedback on how we can improve, what we can do better, how we can grow, and we certainly hope that you grow with us as the show continues on. There was a question last week that came up as to whether you can heal yourself with Healing Word, and I'm happy to report that the original Angstrom was correct in our chat. Well done, original Angstrom.
He usually is.
He usually is. You can, in fact, heal yourself so long as you can heal see yourself. So Melsine and Jax, that's
so basically,
good
as
nose.
long as I'm not blind,
I'm
I'm
just
just
about to
say,
like
covered in mud.
Or invisible.
Or really dark. True.
Right.
Now, if you missed last week's show, you can go to our YouTube channel, search Loot, Die, Repeat with spaces in between, Session 1, and you'll find our channel and the first episode. And naturally, we'd love if you liked and subscribed and shared that. And hopefully we can get more and more people enjoying our story as well. But enough with the formalities. Let us jump in to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat. That is going to serve...
You're such a bard.
That will serve as our fancy introduction until we actually get one. Fans, please go for it. Make one. We love it. All right. So we're going to begin with a little recap of our story. So in our previous session... Is it on?
I don't know.
Battery 70%.
Yeah.
Connected to.
It's now on. And it should be playing.
It is.
So in our previous episode, we were introduced to a disparate group of individuals who serendipitously found themselves all together in the market square of Waterdeep. Rhaegar, a nimble elf, and Eli, a bearded human, had made their way to the City of Splendor from the Forlorn Hills, having guarded a caravan together for most of the journey. Vincent, a young wizard, and Jax, a melodious bard, were already in Waterdeep at the Flayer's Maw, a popular tavern located on the market square. Hold, a war-forged marvel, had rescued Melsine, the blue-skinned damsel he thought was drowning, before agreeing to give her a ride down to Waterdeep. And finally, the athletically built Sola and the dark reddish-brown skinned Morthos had arrived at the same time through the southern gate. Morthos watching Sola get pickpocketed before the two gave chase down the busy main street. They caught up to the thief and reclaimed Sola's coin purse, only to lose sight as the nimble thief wearing a finely embroidered dark purple hood slipped away into the crowd. As a public execution of three criminals was about to reach its climax, a mysterious, silver-clad figure emerged through a portal high above the square and opened up several other portals through which various creatures poured through and attacked the town, including a huge black dragon, which proceeded to kill many people in the crowd. After some defensive measures in the city were activated that sent the monstrous ebony dragon fleeing, the silver and crimson figure receded back into the portal and left a multitude of peritons and mephits to continue the onslaught. Thanks to the selfless engagement of our 8 characters, dare we say, heroes? And
not yet.
And the heroic action of the city's Griffin cavalry, the threat was eliminated, though not before a great many people lost their lives. Battered and bloodied, the 8 travelers have helped those more injured than themselves make their way to the nearby Gallery of Light, following the direction of the remaining city watch who has guided them along after the battle. And it is here that we will pick up our story for tonight.
That was like
That was really
perfectly
good timing.
timed.
It's like someone planned
Did you
that.
practice that?
Only 3 times.
Of course.
Only 3 times.
Slightly impressed.
Wow, this production's really great.
So amidst the tear-filled cries and pain-filled moans of the injured who you carry with you, you limp and drag your way into the north ward of the city. The atmosphere is tense in the aftermath of the surprise attack on the city, and the mood is morose. Shock and fear grip the people around you as you come upon the breathtaking edifice of a building standing astride the intersection of Tarnath and Saldoon Street. The temple is beautiful to behold, though its grandeur is lost on you in this moment of grief. With white marble stone polished to a near translucence that comprises the majority of the building, and towers that shoot upward at the 4 corners of the breathtaking structure. You see before you beautiful gold filigree decorating the lines of the edifice, with stained glass windows containing the full spectrum of colors that stretch across the majority of the walls of the temple. As you get closer, you see a massive atrium at the front of the temple facing to the east, with giant pearlescent gates and crystal glass that allows the light of the sun to stream into the temple. As you approach, a number of men and women dressed in vestments containing hues of all the colors of the rainbow rush out of the temple and immediately begin to assist the injured. You see several clerics who rush to the side of the most gravely wounded in order to heal and soothe their injuries. As you hand off those who you are carrying or assisting to the temple, you're led to an open area in the atrium where they bid you rest and wait to be healed. It's here that you see that the light isn't so much streaming into the temple as beaming outward from the central pedestal situated high up in the vaulted crystalline ceiling, where a brilliant golden white light shines forth of its own accord. There's no need for sun in this place, as it perpetually shines bright. With beautiful displays of light dancing around you as prisms of jasper, sapphire, agate, emerald, onyx, carnelian, chrysolite, beryl, topaz, chrysoprase, jacinth, and amethyst separate the rays of the sun into brilliant explosions of color, and hanging rubies and diamonds glitter high up near the central beaming point of light and sway in the breeze that's being let in, refracting the light around them. There's the word I was looking for.
And reflecting.
And reflecting. You all sit down in wonderment in the midst of several other Waterdavians who are awaiting their turn to be tended to. Though the battle was hard, you are certainly caught up in the brilliant displays of the Gallery of Light. And I am just going to cut the music.
And
there.
scene.
Scene. What would you like to do?
I turn to everyone. Thank you for your selfless sacrifice and what you did to defend those people there.
Thank you. What the hell was that?
I was thinking the same thing. That was nuts. But look at this place. It's freaking awesome. There's beryl and topaz over there. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a metal. Just learned that. sit here in wonderment for a little bit.
I kind of turn around and I take a kneel and pray over the people that was lost.
When we were
I'm kind of just muttering to
clearing
myself
the
here.
scene, the main market, were we like the last people to leave? Were there more people back there?
So the guards that were there basically asked you, hey, any able-bodied people, grab those who you see who are in worse shape than yourselves, and let's get out of here as quickly as possible. So you did that. There were lots of dead bodies around. There were lots of injured around. It was all kind of just a mass of humanity that were still getting out of there in every direction. I mean, what you went through, that took about 30 seconds.
Oh wow.
Of real time. It was super fast. You reacted as quickly as you could, each of you jumping into battle, trying to defend and protect. Some of you getting knocked out before you got up again. And as the creatures that were remaining, the remaining Peritons, kind of fled, and the black dragon fled, you just kind of picked up and got out of dodge at the direction of the watch.
Okay.
And when that breath weapon went, you said like 3/4 of the crowd was just decimated, right?
Eviscerated.
There was a large number of people who were just immediately liquefied,
Gone.
basically, by the acid breath.
Human gel.
Yeah, essentially.
Fun. Cool.
No doubt.
Well, all of that was disgusting. When I think I need a nap.
Yeah, I could use a little bit of healing. Are we in the right area for that? Does anyone have a potion or something
Potion?
of healing? Are you new to this adventuring thing?
I've never heard of a potion.
Oh, they're great. I'll tell you about them sometime. Just not right now, because I'm in pain.
I say sorry, I am still bleeding profusely.
Yeah.
Do
I think we're all pretty.
do I know what temple this is? What temple of light it is?
Roll a religion check.
He's wanna sleep.
13.
You know, as you came in, you saw symbol of Palor, kind of the sun. You know that he is an ally of Helm. They're work together often in the kind of the cosmic struggles that go on amidst the gods. And so you have heard of a temple of Palor in Waterdeep, but you've not been here before.
Okay. Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. I believe
Talking to me?
correct.
Okay.
I believe that Palor would be willing to help you, as I hope he helps me as well.
Right.
The people in the robes.
Got it. Question for you, big guy. Yeah, you.
Me.
Yeah, you.
I look up at him.
Not you, Jersey. How did you... I saw what you did out there. How the heck did you do that?
Hands.
I have 2 of those, but I could not have done that.
You don't know what this is?
I have no idea. What I've seen a lot of faces, met a lot of people. I have no clue what you are. I'm looking up at you.
I am me.
Me too.
They call me Warforged.
Ah.
So, is that your name then? It's kind of pretentious.
Right. Hold.
Hold what?
Me close?
My name. Hold.
You want me to hold your name?
Yes. In your heart.
Got
it.
So have you leaped up and grabbed a Periton? Have you ever done that before?
Helm has blessed me with strength.
Uh-huh.
I use it however he calls.
And he called you to jump and grab a Periton?
Correct. He was aiming for many of you.
That was impressive. Not gonna lie, big guy.
Thank you.
I'm happy you're on our side, right? Right?
You all fought very bravely to protect the innocent.
Right.
I believe.
Yep, that's what we were doing.
I sure
For
was.
for sure. Yeah. That's it. You nailed it on the nose. I like you. You're very tall.
I have not known him long,
That's
but
it.
he seems to be trustworthy.
What the hell are you?
And as you look, you see this blue woman who looks a little disheveled and kind of raked across the body by the claws of the giant periton that flew away from her.
Yeah.
But she's gotten herself together, and though she's kind of sitting down, kind of on one elbow, leaning there, her hair behind her is just kind of lightly fluttering in the air as if she's underwater. It's an amazing look, and it's quite ravishing.
That's right.
Don't worry, she's not drowning.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder that.
Yeah. Just constantly perspiring, or
It's a glisten.
it's a got it.
Women don't sweat. They're beautiful, majestic creatures.
Are they
Why,
usually
thank
blue?
you.
They're whatever color you want to be.
Okay.
My people are all blue.
What are your people?
How do I know I can trust you with something like that?
I really don't care if you trust me or not. Just, you're blue. You don't come across that?
I come from the ocean,
Ah,
or near the ocean.
which ocean?
Well, aren't you getting nosy?
Well,
Leave a woman alone.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna saunter back over to Rhaegar and sit down.
As I'm just sitting in the corner.
Human.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Like what, the Warforged or whatever she is?
Both. I'm sitting here in amazement.
Yeah, I thought you were weird.
Well,
You're nothing compared to them.
that's what I thought when I first came upon you.
I'm just a human man.
Well, you were badly, badly beaten.
That's what happens when you go drunk cavorting at midnight.
Well, say what you want, but it is still the same.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Can I, while they're having their aside, can I look around the room and kind of maybe meander a bit and see if there's any familiar faces to me?
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Oh! Natural 20 plus 1. So 21.
Natural 20. All right, very good. You look around and you don't see anyone who is intimately familiar to you. Of course, you see some of the guards who were in the square with you. You do find a couple of people, of course, who you carried in. You don't see any of the prisoners, any of the 3 prisoners. All 3 are missing and not here. You also don't see any of the noble family that was up front, nor do you see the woman that was the halfling woman crying out for her, presumably her husband, with their children. You do know that the guard said that several people were going to the Gallery of Light, and several were going to the Hospice of St. Lopson, or one of the other temples. And so there's a split there. But no one who is like, oh, hey, I know you. You recognize them from the square.
Okay. I'm gonna walk back up to the big tall guy. Oh, we need to. You're strong. You're great. I'm not. I'm kind of tiny. You could tell, but we need to go back, and we need to see. There's got to be more people there. Can you come with me?
Yes. We are of no use if we are empty in energy, though. You, what is your name?
Eli?
Eli, follow me.
Okay.
Anyone else need help?
I will go as well.
I will follow.
Whoa, where you guys going?
Oh,
Actually, that's a great question.
the cleric.
Oh.
I point towards the robed people.
So as you point to the robed people, you see that they are all engaged with those more injured than you. You were told by a cleric that they would get to you in short order, just to kind of wait and give them some time.
I will go to the market with you.
I have to go back. I can't wait.
Wait, you're going back to where all those people got melted?
To see if there's anyone missing.
I think they're all missing. They're melted. They're gone.
Any that are alive.
What are we gonna do? There's not a cleric amongst us.
Bring them back.
We have to search. There are those who are missing.
I don't know if we're any shape to do that. I mean, I'm out of spells.
Even if we rest for a short time, I can help.
Whoa, blue lady.
I feel like I'm at about 1/13 of my normal energy.
It's very, very specific.
And so
You are so
I will go with you.
self-aware.
I will go with you though.
Well,
I mean, if y'all insist, I'll help out. I see what I can do, but I don't know if we're in any shape.
the big flying things are all gone. Well, they're not gonna come back.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Did anyone else see what happened out there?
Yeah, Waterdeep's not usually attacked like that.
No.
I've been here for a while. This doesn't happen every day or every year.
Are you from here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, so you know this place really well.
I know pretty well. I've been around.
And that's never happened before?
Not that I can recall.
Jeez.
And I've never seen them handle, you just fly through, open a portal and come out of nowhere.
So you saw that too?
Of course.
That guy with the silver robe or whatever just walked right through?
I
think we all saw it.
Okay.
Technically,
None of us saw
there
it.
were 3 of you who saw it.
Oh.
And it was not me.
Technically, the 3 of you who saw it were Milsine, Rygar, and Vincent.
Take all of that back. What are you talking about? How did this come to fruition?
Portals opened up over the city and they just
You
appeared.
didn't see that
I
happen?
didn't see, I was unloading boxes and I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before.
A figure stepped through one of the portals.
Really?
Oh, yes. It was quite intriguing. I'd never seen anything like it before.
What did he look like?
Well, he had some silvery robes that just seemed to flow, but I couldn't make out much.
Yeah? Is that where the dragon came from?
Well, no, he seemed to gesture something for more to appear, and then that's what brought along the dragon.
Did he leave then?
He did seem to just disappear, fade back away.
Is there a way we can trace portals?
It's a great question.
We need to go back.
Let's go. I start walking.
I do not join.
I'm gonna join.
I had fun.
As you get up to go, you see that there are actually city watch at the door, and as you approach them, they say, whoa. Before you leave, we'd like to get everyone's statement, so if you could just stay here, wait for us to tend to the wounded, and then we're going to come around and ask you what you saw.
What time of day is it?
It is a little after noon.
Are there more people out there?
The market's cleared of all the living. We're in the process of tending to the dead.
Is there any help that you guys need?
Best
Tending
help,
to. Are you taking them somewhere?
we're collecting the remains, identifying them, and preparing them for internment. The best help that you can provide to us now is to stay here and give us your statement, and we'll gladly release you as soon as we have that. We're just making sure everyone is healed and tended to. We don't mean to restrict you, but we also want to make sure that there are no other of these attacks going on in the city as well. So we have been told to keep everything on lockdown to make sure that the city is safe before we release you out. I apologize for any inconvenience.
Thank you for your service and defending those people. I saw you in battle, or one of you guys in battle.
I think it is you who should be thanked, but I think that that'll be addressed in the future.
And turn away in a huff. There's
You're
no
not
way
right.
I'm staying there much longer.
What was that? What was that pulse that scared away that dragon?
You mean at Gyron's ward?
Is that what turned the dragon, the great dragon away?
You're not from Waterdeep, are you?
No. No, I'm from out yonder.
Well, the city has many defenses. That was one of them. But Gyron's ward, well, it's a defense against dragons specifically. Usually don't ever pop into the middle of the city like that. That hasn't happened in, well, as far back as I know. But a Gyron, the very first open lord of the city, a very powerful wizard, created that. And it has protected the city for hundreds and hundreds of years. There hasn't been a dragon attack here because it, well, makes them go crazy and flee as soon as they try to get close.
Interesting. Is there many of these
In the city or elsewhere?
elsewhere?
I don't know.
I heard there was a big silver, or a man with a silver cape. I don't quite recall the story. Did you recognize him at all?
I don't know anything. I just was fighting the elemental creatures and trying to get people out of there. I didn't see anything in terms of the beginning of the battle. I was focused on the execution and the crowd to make sure no one attempted to do something stupid with the prisoners.
Right. Thank you.
Is there anyone that we could talk to that would know anything about portals?
Well, I would go to the Weaver's Presidium, the mages, wizards and sorcerers and the like. They're typically the ones who know of such things. That's the best that I can tell you. I'm just a watchman. I patrol the streets. I know the North Ward, that's typically where I patrol, so that's above my pay grade.
And how would we get here? Are we free to go there at this time, or do we need to wait?
If you would all just wait until we've made our rounds, then of course we'll release you.
Yeah, once we get this cleared up, I can show us the way, or show you the way. Sorry, I'm still shaking up.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
I'd like to look around and see if there's anyone that I can help.
I mean, there's lots of people who are injured, who are hands over their faces, tears. The atmosphere of this environment is strangely soothing in and of itself. So you can see that while people are tormented and distraught, and there's still kind of it's just such a peaceful place that in and of itself is having a calming effect, especially as the clerics and attendants of the Gallery of Light, different acolytes and these people in these colorful rainbow robes and all the different colors of the rainbow are going to each and healing them. You get the sense that there's no better place for these people to be than right here.
So pretty much there's nothing for a big metal stone guy to be doing with these mourning and healing people.
Yeah, I mean at this point, other than waiting to be healed for yourself, it's not like there's any imminent danger or threat anywhere.
Alright. Then I try to get around as many of these people that I can, and I say, my intentions are to solve this dilemma for this city. Following the portal seems right. Anyone else have ambitions to protect maybe future innocent people from dying?
I do. Let us find how we could trace this portal together. I've noticed in the square that you're stronger as a team than you are one person. So let us unite together and try and find this portal.
Hey, I don't care about any innocents. I really could care less, actually. But I need to get back out there. And I'm not going by myself. So I'm gonna stick with Giant Rock Dude.
If you don't care about innocence. Why do you want to get it back out there?
It's a whole lot of nunya.
What's none?
Nunya?
As a nunya business. But I need to.
My business has nothing to do with this. My business is helping the innocent.
Well, mine's not that, but I gotta go, so I'm gonna go out there. There's nothing we can do trapped in here. Is this a one-story building? Are there like
It is.
staircases?
It's one story, but it has vaulted ceilings. You go in through the atrium, and there are other rooms, but you can see that everything is lit up. It's not like there's dark spaces to creep away into.
Yeah, no.
There's places of prayer. There's places of rooms for healing and meditation. But it's all very open, and the light just fills the space.
So what about you, Milk Boy? I saw you playing with some feathers and whatnot at the table before you creepily hit on me. But clearly you're some sort of magic man. What do you know about these portals or whatever? You might as well be educated or something.
I myself know very little about them. I'm just an apprentice wizard. Maybe if we go see my master, he has some answers for us. But again, the guards aren't going to let us leave until we get our statements.
Right.
So let's just get that over with so we can be on our way. I'd be happy to show you guys where.
Well, I think it's going to be a while, so I'm going to sit in this little nice corner and take a small nap.
Wait, real quick. I'm a straight shooter.
I bet.
And something doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want to go back to the city? If you don't care about the innocents, what are you looking for?
I already said that's mine. That's my business.
I would like to help
go back
you.
out.
I can help you.
Maybe there's more innocence or whatever. That's what I'm looking for. Alive people.
Can I make an
Not
insight check on that?
melted
You can
people.
roll an insight check. And
So did you not
Jax,
just say you did
you
not
can
care
roll
about
a
innocence?
Deception.
Can I roll an
Deception?
insight?
I have an 11.
I don't care what I roll. I don't believe you.
you have advantage soul on the insight checks.
Oh,
14? 14.
So as you listen to the story, you can tell that she's quite flustered and is certainly concerned about something at the market, but it's not exactly the way that she's framing it. So you don't think that going to see the innocents are what she is concerned about, though she's also said that. She's clearly concealing her true motivations, but not trying to overtly just lie to you all. She's just trying to keep things to herself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
the power of Helm compels you.
He can compel me all he wants.
I do need to return to retrieve my horses and cart.
See? So we all have something in the market.
What you're looking for may be found. But on the other hand, it could be lost forever.
Oh God.
Already lost
With that,
once.
Morthos sits down and just puts his hood up and says, screw this.
I give
Go
the
to sleep.
heaviest eye roll I can without knocking myself out.
I just made that one up, guys.
Steam comes
Very
out
good.
of the top of my head.
Do you always talk like that? I heard you
Yes.
mutter some stuff in battle, and I thought, she's getting into it. There's nothing to fight here.
Talk like what?
Oh God, you don't even know. We're gonna have some fun, me and you.
Fun?
Yep.
Oh boy.
F-U-N.
I think the F stands for friends who do things together.
Yeah.
Oh.
You could be for you and me. I don't know.
Are we friends?
As long as it's anywhere,
Yeah,
or anywhere
they're
at all.
anywhere at all. Yeah.
And
Are
if
we-
she's involved, it's in the sea.
Correct.
Yeah, the deep blue sea specifically.
Right. Well,
yeah.
because she's blue and she's from some
Yeah,
ocean, she
yeah,
won't
yeah.
tell me.
I will offer friendship.
I don't
I've
know you well
Never
enough.
had many friends before.
I wonder why.
kind of just look around, kind of.
What's your name? Did you get hit on the head? Did you forget?
I am quite tired right now, but my name is Sola. But let me ask you something. Why are names always the first thing asked?
What else am I supposed to call you?
Why not learn something more meaningful about a person?
All right, what's your mission?
Absolutely. My mission is to defend the defenseless. Stand up for those who can't. What is your mission?
And how did you come to this place?
I lost things. And I traveled here.
I could show you where the lost and found is.
It's quite far away where I lost everything.
All right. Anyway,
But
Sola,
I came here
nice
to get
meet
stronger. Nice to meet you.
Vincent.
Oh, nice to meet you. Can we be friends?
I don't know you well enough. But since we're just standing around, babbling to each other, why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? Sola, Vincent.
Nelsine.
Jax.
I'm Eli.
Rygal.
Hey, tall, dark, and scary. What's your name?
Talking to me?
Yeah, you.
I am Morthos.
He bravely and justly returned my coin purse after a thief stole it. It will never be forgotten.
You don't say.
Morthos, you also had great shots on the creature I was holding. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm hold.
We got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who made you, big guy?
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
I've never gotten to see a Warforged in person before. You're quite interesting.
I'm from just north of here, and in order to reconstruct me from whatever remains they found from the war, a wizard,
I don't know.
an alchemist, a tinkerer, a blacksmith, the whole works of crafters. That's what it took to put me together.
Interesting. You don't mind if I study you a little bit further if we're spending time together?
Poke and prod.
Appreciate it.
This is not the first time he's tried to poke and prod something here.
I was simply enthralled by your magic.
Sure, that's what they all say.
I don't know who they all are, but that's a fine staff you have. The staff she's holding.
Thank you.
That's what she said, Joe?
Yeah. That's what he
I
said.
kind of like.
Would you mind if I inspect it a little bit?
Oh my
Why?
You want to inspect
I'm a
your
wizard.
staff?
I know of such things. It looks magical. Looks intriguing. I'd like to know more about it.
Do I think I can trust him?
Roll insight.
Okay.
Oh!
He seems genuinely interested in your dragon staff.
Okay.
Can I make an Arcana check on it? If you hand it over. I'll be careful. I'll give it right back.
He knows his natural fail.
Alright. I begrudgingly hand it over.
So you inspect it. Immediately you notice that at the top of the staff is the head of a bronze dragon, and a large portion of that, while crafted with a fine bronze metallic kind of filigree. Actually, there is a real bronze dragon scale that is in the midst of that. The rest of it is ornately carved with waves kind of all the way down. As you hold it, you don't really detect any magical essence coming from it. However, you would note that it could act as a sort of focus for spells if one would use it as such.
Very nice, very nice. Here you go.
Thank you.
I might be asking you some questions about it later.
So you know about magical things?
Of course. I'm an apprentice wizard.
Hmm.
You fought very bravely for an apprentice.
I appreciate it.
I saw him hiding in the tavern.
Did you also see the fireballs I was throwing and the magic missiles? I used up all my magic to defend this city, as I would any other day.
I don't know. The
to
only
be
thing I saw
specific.
was a puff of feathers in the air.
To be,
Weren't you,
to
like,
be
half
specific,
unconscious?
I did not see one fireball the entire time.
Well, you were kind of wrapped up with that creature.
It was actually quite impressive how entangled you got.
I'm
For
flattered by
something
all
so
of your
metal,
compliments.
you're surprisingly flexible.
You're very good at holding things. Hold.
Is that where he got his name?
It's why
Probably.
It's why I was made.
To hold things. Cool.
Were you like a lampstand?
Coat rack, maybe.
Hold the fort.
Oh.
Hold the enemy. I was a defender of the temple. Much
Hold the door.
similar to this. if that is what is necessary.
Hold the door.
I will serve Helm in any way he asks. Which is why I'm in town.
Oh.
Who is Helm?
Mint?
Well, Helm is the protector of the innocent. Helm,
Didn't look like he
of
protected
the
a lot
divine.
of it since today.
this temple is built for Palor, a divine of light. Helm works with Palor. Good.
You can roll an religion check, Sola, to see how much you would know about Helm.
That would be a 4.
As much as I told her.
Yes.
Yep. You know that you've heard the name Helm, you think, from your mentor, associated with light, and piecing that together with Palor, again, it would make sense why the two would be allies.
Just thinking out loud here. There was a public execution in the square, right? Vinny, how often do they hold that in town? Executions.
It's very rare from what I can remember.
Very rare. Okay. And the guard said we haven't had a dragon attack in hundreds of years, let alone one that poofs into existence in town square, right?
Wasn't
You're saying it's not a coincidence?
the gallows the first thing blown up?
Right. And I don't know who was here at the time when they were talking about the charges being laid, but I believe someone on stage, if not all three on the gallows, were a part of Xanathar's something. Did anyone else hear that?
Guild.
Xanathar's guild.
It's all made up. Those are all false claims.
Okay.
They're being framed or staged. It's a plot of that dumb
You know a lot more than
black
you let on.
family.
The Blackwoods?
Whatever.
How do you know this?
They were there as well.
They were there as well. So here's my thing. What are the odds that a portal poofs into existence just to kill or explode the gallows with 3 people that are wanted by the town, and not to mention that the people that are levying the claims are there in the front rows?
I had a great vantage point, being in my cart above and behind the crowd. I did see at least one of those that were hog-tied escape. It was a very large person, even compared to me.
Really? So, I think
Wait, the prisoners escaped?
Wait, all 3 of them?
I saw it.
you saw one.
I
you
only
said.
know of one
Okay.
that I remember. Me and Holt.
So here's my thing. We want to track down these portals, right? But there's a higher likelihood, most likely, that someone is on the inside. What do you know?
Inside
We
of
should find the prisoners. You said they escaped. There's a chance they're still alive. The rest
Why
of the
do you
group.
think they're being framed?
Right.
If
It's what the lady was saying when she was crying.
She
I don't
seemed to
remember
be.
much, but
And when you say lady, do you mean
I'd like to
you?
roll again.
no.
You can roll insight.
Wasn't she a family member or something?
You know nothing. Ever.
You seem completely and utterly honest.
Somebody
Stop
believes
accusing
me.
her of anything.
I'm not accusing her. All I'm saying is it's highly suspicious.
I don't believe you.
Okay. I don't care. I know, I saw it. That's what a 1 does on the D20. All I'm saying is it's just highly suspicious that I think we need to get to the root of the problem, and the portals is not the root. That's the end result.
I think the people they were trying to execute
Why?
would be because they clearly know something or have done something or have seen something
You're right.
that these people want dead.
They killed one of the Blackwoods. That's what they did.
Maybe we
You
should.
don't know that.
You don't know that they didn't.
I do.
How do you know that?
I believe her.
I know you do. You already stated that.
Oh. Okay.
Because I do.
That's not good enough for me, honey.
Can I roll deception? Or persuasion?
Yes, you may.
Which one is it?
Do I roll
Persuasion.
against
The
anything?
better one.
It would be
It's +6 or
insight.
+8. I mean, either way, it's in my favor. 16.
13.
So, you
My eyes twinkle with honesty and almost a slight desperation.
Arguing with a bar.
yes, and so while you don't, you're pretty convinced that she is not being forthcoming.
Yep.
You also sense that she has honest and sincere reasons for not being forthcoming, and she's not trying to be intentionally deceptive.
Right.
She just really wants to keep that information to herself while also helping to solve the conundrum.
So I see the twinkle in your eye and I go, oh shucks. Maybe you do know something.
It's not what I know. It's
Don't say it's how you feel.
a
would say
twinkle
that.
of my insides. Is that better?
Not by much.
Swing and a miss. All right.
It's call it the musical muse's inspiration.
Okay.
What
understand
people
you completely.
kill to cover up.
You would.
I completely agree with you.
Right.
I knew you were on my side, big guy.
Okay.
I think our answer lies in the town square
All right. Well,
and with the people they were trying to kill.
we're not getting anywhere in here, so
But wait,
We can't.
now
leave
we
yet.
wait. You're
So
confusing,
in-
lady.
the lady who was crying out
The halflings.
for her husband.
The halfling's wife.
Is she here?
Sure. Is she here?
No, you-
I did survey.
And I said that you
I
did
did
not
not see her.
Yep.
So she's not there.
Wasn't she near the stage at the time of the explosion?
Hmm.
No.
I
Not
had a
much
good
was
look.
left after that.
So we don't know.
Maybe we could ask some other townspeople. I mean, clearly this was a highly publicized event. Maybe somebody here knows. Maybe somebody here who's not historically crying.
Let
Maybe
me
one of the monks.
let me
inside the
pray on
temple.
this for a moment. I'll be right back.
Well, you pray. Can I go to somebody who looks healed
So-
and happy?
So actually, in the midst of this conversation, you notice a well-dressed human male, perhaps in his 30s, with a large floppy hat, with a long feather protruding out the center, a beard and a mustache that curls into circles at the ends, wearing a fine golden red and white scarf tied around his neck. He's sitting there, clearly listening to your entire conversation.
Oh boy.
Just kind of taking it all in, clutching a large leather-bound book and sporting burn marks across his arm and his legs. And he had just been sitting there quietly listening to your conversation. And as there's this lull, as Hold goes to pray and Jax begins to look around again, he speaks up. Says, I don't mean to pry, but I am wondering if you can help me out. You seem to be looking for someone, no? I too am looking for someone.
Someone that you lost? Perhaps your brother, Luigi.
I get that a lot. You saved my life. And he points directly at Sola. So, perhaps you can help me again.
That is what I'm here for.
Well, I hope so. I am Valothamp Gadarmo.
What?
You didn't get that?
Valothamp Gadarmo. A chronicler, wizard, and a celebrity. And he kind of flashes a smile, looks at you hopefully. Perhaps you've heard of me, no?
I'm new to the town.
What are you known for?
Roll history. I can have Eli and Vincent roll history.
That's 11.
You're sheltered. It's okay.
It might be good enough.
No.
6.
So, Vincent, you actually have heard of
Aha!
Valo.
I know
And
you.
He says, my friends are calling me a Valo.
Oh.
You have heard of me?
Yes.
And
You're quite famous around these parts.
You recall reading a book that he wrote, in fact, called Valo's Guide to Monsters.
Ah, yes.
And
I've studied your writings very much.
I studied your writings a lot.
It's like the required readings, though, so I just skimmed the back page.
And so
Googled
he is, of course, delighted that he gets this big smile on his face, and in his pain, he kind of puffs out his chest a little bit and throws his scarf over his shoulder and twirls his mustache.
If you wouldn't mind, could you sign the last page of my wizard's book?
It would be my pleasure. And he kind of takes out a pen that he has tucked in his vest and kind of scrolls Valo with a big flourish at the end.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Now, you all seem like the sort who can handle themselves, huh? And it just so happens that I'm in need of a service. I, too, have lost a friend. Before you ask, I would gladly pay you for your service. I will give you each 10 gold right now if you say yes. I'd be listening to you and you all seem like good people.
10 gold just to listen?
To accept.
Oh, yes. I'd be happy to help such a
On
one
top
as you.
of-
Don't you want to know what it is he is asking first?
Not if you know who this is.
We don't.
Well, it's Valo. I'll show you his books.
As Vincent says this, you can see
I see some puppy love.
the esteem, the feeling of esteem and pride growing within him.
I don't like his hat.
Kind of shake.
I like that mustache, though.
On the top of the 10 gold, I will pay you 10 times that when you bring my friend back. 10 times to each of you.
You have my attention.
Of course, you will also earn my gratitude and my significant influence here in the city and my knowledge of monsters of all kinds.
That could be useful for a group such as us if we're gonna band together.
We'll slow down there.
Yeah, slow your roll there, Vinny. Okay. So you need us to find someone.
Yes, my friend's name is Floon Bragmar.
Were they in the square just now?
I hope not. He's got more beauty than brains, I'm afraid. And I worry he took a bad way home a couple nights ago and was kidnapped or worse.
Do you know in what direction you think we might want to look?
We were at the Yawning Portal, a famous tavern near the intersection of Castle Ward, the Betrayed Ward, and the Dark Ward.
I'd like to end my prayer off to the side. Does Helm speak to me? I mean, okay, I expected that. And I'll walk back to the crowd.
Did you meet this guy yet? You know who this is?
I do not know if I know
Oh,
who he
come on,
is.
we know he is in.
Well, it's some Valo dude. He's apparently a local celebrity.
The cat could be stuck in a tree and he would help.
No,
Right.
no idea.
So he's gonna give us 100 gold, 10 gold now, 100 gold later. If we go find his friend Floon.
Floon,
If you do not want your gold, I will gladly take it.
What happens if we don't bring the friend back?
It's a good question. What happens if he's already dead? High likelihood that that's the case.
I have not thought of this.
I will do everything in my power.
Be very sad
Do we still get the 100 gold?
if you bring his body back and give me a proof. I would at least have a closure. No,
I am sorry for your loss.
but I am
Or
hoping
potential loss.
it is not a loss.
Your sorrow then.
Yes.
Or is he sitting, or is he still? Is he standing or sitting?
He's sitting on a low bench. You guys are all kind of in a semicircle, and he's kind of sitting on a bench near you, within earshot. And there's other people that you see that are around, but they don't seem to be paying nearly as close attention as Valo was.
I kind of get eyesight to him, look him directly in the eye, and be like, I understand your sorrow. And I'm gonna roll an insight check on him.
Okay.
Goodness. 11.
You detect that he is sincere, genuine. He might have a little bit of self-importance, maybe see himself in a bigger light than he actually is. But you don't think he's being misleading in any way. Yeah. Intentionally, at least.
I sense your sorrow.
You- If your friend is in danger, I will go for him. I must, however, rest for a moment.
Told you.
Well, I just tried to keep the big guy up to speed.
But what about what we were just talking about, guys?
Bellissima. Perhaps your friend and mine can be found together, huh?
Why?
Well, why not? You don't know where they went.
Was he kidnapped by somebody in a golden whatever colored suit,
Wait.
cape, hat, whatever it was?
You're looking for a friend?
Somebody was kidnapped?
His guy. He said it was possibly kidnapped.
What about your guy? Was he kidnapped?
I didn't have anything about a guy.
He incited you pretty well and figured it out.
Did he when I was gone?
Yeah, you have to spill all secrets.
You don't have a friend?
So,
Why else would anyone going to go back there?
And at a time like this, maybe all the civilians were taken to a central location for safekeeping. That would make sense.
I think that's why we're here.
Right, but this isn't everybody. You can see that not everybody in the city is here.
So on the map, Morthos just asked where exactly you are. So you started at the market square. The Temple of St. Lopson is basically
hospice.
like hospice. Yeah, it's like right there.
okay,
You guys are like right here.
we're in the North
Okay.
Ward.
And he said north is the direction that he went?
This here, right? This entire thing here is the North Ward, right here, and you're at the essentially the bottom of it.
Okay.
Isn't finding one lost soul better than potentially saving none?
Depends on who you're saving.
Is the North Ward
Anyone.
anything to speak about? Is it residential? Is it the slums?
The North Ward, you entered from the north.
Correct.
You
I've
went-
probably been there a couple
You
times.
went through a ramshackle-looking area.
Okay.
Is that the field ward?
That is the field ward at the very top here.
So that gate right up there is where
Yep.
you came in? Okay.
So, Hold and Melsine entered through the north gate,
Okay.
coming on the high road and long road that come together. You went through here. There was an outer wall. You passed through ramshackle area. You didn't see any guards or anything patrolling that area. They were up in towers along the road and nowhere else. You then came to a second inner wall, and that's where you began to see patrols in the area.
Okay.
As you came down the high road, you saw that to your right and to your left, the area was in pristine condition.
Oh, okay.
The homes were some extremely elaborate mansions and manses and just essentially whole complexes.
Okay.
That would be fit for nobility as well as wealthy merchants and the like. As you continued down, you saw that really the entire North Ward and whatever this ward would be called, you don't know, were in very nice condition. As you came down to here, which is kind of the confluence with where the castle was and the palace right below it, and you saw in the distance another arena-like structure. You also saw giant statues, hundreds of feet tall, kind of situated in odd positions throughout the building, throughout the city. But it's beautiful condition around you.
I'd say, sir, are there any contacts you have north of here that we may be able to speak with to see if they saw anything?
I have many contacts in the city watch, the city guard, the Griffin cavalry. It goes on and on.
May we name
Even
drop?
though the Open Lord, Laurel Silverhand herself.
Is there any way for us to name drop and have someone believe us?
You could probably drop my name. I'm from the city.
Who are you again?
Vincent.
Can I have your signature on my arm?
Why?
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Okay.
All right.
He asked for
Because
a
I asked
He
signature.
got his signature.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Bad joke.
where's the yawning portal?
High five.
The yawning portal is, if tavern, as I say, near the intersection of the castle ward, the trade ward, and the dock ward.
Can you point me in a direction?
South.
I might be able to show you where it is, although I've never been myself. It's fairly well known in the city.
Okay.
Fairly well. It's the most well known.
Vincent, in fact, you know that it is the most famous tavern in the city. You also know that it's a gathering place of adventurers of all types from all corners of the Sword Coast. It's actually a destination spot for adventurers and those looking to hire adventurers. So you know it's in the castle ward. You've never been there yourself because it's kind of out of your way from your usual commute, but you know the general area of where it is. Valo speaks up again. By the way, my friend Floon, he is in his early 30s like me. He's got the reddish blondish hair. Very well dressed. The last I saw him 2 nights ago, as I say. We were drinking and perhaps a little gambling and brainstorming over my next book, Valo's Guide to Spirits and Specters.
Oh, I can't wait for it.
It will be a perhaps you can help me gather some information on that too in time.
I would love to.
But
Maybe for an early copy of the book.
I would even give you a shout out, as they say.
Excellent.
I left him at the tavern and I went home and I haven't heard from him since.
What time did you leave him?
Around 10 p.m. at night.
10 at night. Is he known to be a drinker or gallivanting around?
We are all drinkers, are we not?
Yeah, that's good. Do you have any, by the way?
No.
I need a little nip.
He pulls out a little flask that has like ornate golden tassels on it, and on the top he unscrews it and there's a tassel on that as well. It kind of flops down. He shakes it, takes a little swig himself, and then hands it to you.
I reach out and shake and grab it, take a sip. Oh, that's good. No shake handing it back. You're alright, fancy hat dude. You're alright.
Grazie.
So are we all in?
So, you want us to find someone. You want us to find someone. You're paying gold. What are you giving me?
I'm not giving you anything.
I think we go with this
I
one.
go with this guy.
I think that's easy, right?
I'm not hiring.
And as you said, one lost soul, yada yada yada. What soul doesn't matter, right?
Right? One lost soul found is
Yep.
better than none.
I heard right.
But
I heard right.
Yeah. I think I like you too.
I'll give you back my gold
Bono
portion.
is good.
Use it. Spend it on the poor. Give them food.
Okay.
You
Shelter
can
them.
give it to me. He is a lot richer than I am. I am poorer compared to him.
You are very trustworthy since you gave me back my purse.
I am.
Maybe get the rest.
Yes.
I'm very,
Sure.
very trustworthy.
So here's the thing. Whoever you're looking for, whoever it was,
is
sure. We have to walk through town to get where we're going anyway, correct?
You will in fact pass by the market square
What
to
if-
get to the castle ward.
What did we spend the 5 minutes?
That's what I'm saying. We take a look, we obviously see they're dead, that's the likelihood, and then we move on.
They're starting to clear out the dead bodies.
Where would they be taking
What do
them?
you know of this attack? You seem like you're into monsters or whatever. Have you seen something like this? Do you know of
Not here.
how this could even happen? How do dragons get in the city? Don't they have some
They do not.
Not
crystal
here, but maybe
thing
somewhere
protecting
else.
the city?
Yes. The methods you all took care of, the elemental,
Mm-hmm.
the periton too. Very impressive.
Yeah, that guy is impressive.
Well, you, Bellissima, saved my life. But I know nothing of the attack beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little charred. Did you get that when the stage exploded?
No, when she crushed the face of the meth, it exploded on me, but she blocked it with her body mostly, and saved my life.
I guess she's good for something. Human shield. Another heavy eye roll.
So Volo hands out 10 gold pieces to each of you. He does hold it out to you if you want to take it.
As long as I won't take it, as long as you promise me that you'll spend it on people who need it.
Where's my gold?
Hey, Sunshine.
Do I account for myself?
No.
He hands it to you.
I'll take it and then I'm gonna just use it.
Smart. You don't get a hat like that and a mustache like that and a drink that has tassels by giving your money to the poor.
Well, either way, I still need to sleep.
Well, as you finish this conversation
Still
with
exhausted.
Volo, several members of the temple approach your group. About an hour has passed, and having already tended to those who were the most seriously wounded in the attack, a half-elvish woman leads the procession towards you. Her hair is adorned with a large vertical golden clasp that pulls her vibrant purple locks back into a long, flowing ponytail. She looks to be in her middle 40s, though it's difficult to tell with half-elves. She has kind, green eyes, and a gentle smile frames her attractive features. She has a light scar near her eyebrow, which seems to be an old war wound. She wears multicolored armor, the armor made up of red, green, blue, black,
Oh my gosh.
and white scales mixed in with golden, silver, bronze, brass, and copper scales. Complementing the beautifully colorful armor is a vibrant white robe, almost translucent, that beams a soft, radiant yellow as she moves about with confidence and purpose. Atop her shoulder is perched a small reddish-purple creature that looks like a small dragon. The creature is sitting upright with its large eyes darting between you, taking you all in. As she approaches, all of her attendants begin to tend to the wounded around you, several approaching each of you, reaching out and touching you as you feel warm, glowing light wash over your bodies as your wounds and burn marks all close up. You're all healed back to full health.
Yeah, boy.
Rygar, you also notice another figure, standing back in what very little shadow can be found in this place. This figure is casually leaning up against the wall, arms crossed and hood up. You can tell it's a woman whose shapely yet husky frame is clad in dark metallic armor. She doesn't look to be threatening in any way, as other attendants seem to pay her no mind, but it's clear that she's paying close attention to you as all the attendants and the purple-haired woman approach. It's hard to get a look at her beyond the dark color of her cloak and armor. And after you've all been healed, the purple-haired woman speaks to your group. It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lightkeeper Thranduin, and I bid you welcome to the Gallery of Light. Palor has seen fit to deliver you into my care, and I am told it is due to your heroic acts of bravery that more innocent lives were not lost. She holds up a report that looks to have been hastily scrawled together and begins to read. Golden-haired woman, 4 methods slain. Dark tiefling, 3 methods slain. Sword-wielding human, 2 methods slain. Blue, yes, that's the word. Blue lady, 1 method slain. Pale lady, 1 method slain.
I totally killed 2.
Wood elf, 1 method slain. And stone man, metal man, question mark. 1 periton slain with the help of an apprentice wizard and the blue lady. I take it this report refers to each of you. Does it not?
Well, it's a little inaccurate, but I think the gist of it is there.
What are your names?
Vincent. That's Sola.
Don't.
I'm getting prepared to launch into the speech.
Just stop. Yeah.
I am Morphos.
I'm Melcine.
Hold.
I'm gonna strum on my ukulele and sing that I am Jax, the great and the wonderful bard. Or my flute or whatever it is.
You're gonna strum on your flute?
My lute. My lute.
You remind me of Seamus.
Oh, Seamus.
It's funny because none of you know what that is, but I'm Eli.
Focused on the door, not really paying attention.
I nudge you.
Oh, don't worry about her. Sydney's homeless. Continue.
Rygar.
Is this your entire old party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I don't like that one in the corner.
Nobody ever did.
And I take it you all are
He's got a butterface.
an adventuring party, a group of mercenaries. I mean, you fought so well together.
We have been thinking about it.
We really just met.
We haven't come up with a cool name yet, is what they're really trying to say here.
You've come together by fate.
It would seem that way, right?
Or by catastrophe.
Sometimes catastrophe looks like fate.
Agreed.
Well, what happened exactly? And as she asked that, one of the city watch comes up and you can see that he's looking at you, ready to take notes.
Oh, is this our statement? Is after this we can...
Yes.
then...
It's the same guy that you spoke to at
Perfect.
the front. Yeah.
Better not count in one
Yes,
shot so we
please.
can get out of here.
Do I see any indication of
Did you write a song yet about
symbols on the armor or
You
anything
just
like
play a
that?
song to him.
Shut up.
That's
I'm
familiar.
waiting.
Roll perception.
It's his turn.
Oh.
Where's my piano?
There must be.
Griffil.
You are taken in by the glittering display of light on her armor. The fact that she is called Lightkeeper in this place, you would assume that she's associated with Palor, but you don't see any clear mark that would designate her as such.
If we were to band together, would you have any advice for us?
Watch each other's back. And don't.
Not literally. Well, sometimes
Yeah.
literally, but
Most times.
Work together. Talk things through. Have a plan, for goodness sake, before you rush into things. Good Lord, Balfour. Anyway,
This
yes.
sounds like marriage counseling.
I don't know. I've not been married.
probably daddy issues. That's why.
It's
Might be.
always daddy issues.
Yeah. Okay.
Have some respect.
He wanted a statement.
Your statement is
Are you
playing.
going to do it to song?
Yeah.
I'm a bard. I'm making up notes. But we're 8 strangers who wandered into town and saw some giant birds fly out from the ground.
That's not remotely true. It rhymes though. I get it.
She cuts you off. But perhaps think about it a little more before you compose your lyrics.
Yes, let me tell you what actually happened. Not in a song version.
Everything
Are you gonna dance?
is a song.
No. So I just tell them what I saw.
They take the note down. Well, because of your commendable service to the city, I have been authorized to reward each of you with your choice of the following. Either 30 pieces of gold apiece and vouchers for 3 months' stay at the Flayer's Mall. Alternatively, in lieu of gold, and because you fought so exceptionally, destroying one of the Periton creatures, I would also offer you each a single potion of healing, an item I know adventurers find quite useful. The choice between the two is yours. And she motions to 2 different attendants, one who has small pouches and one who has a crate of small red potions.
I'll reach out and grab the potion real quick.
Okay?
Potion.
Potion.
Let me think about this.
I'm taking the money.
Does this inn have a stable?
We are not in an inn.
Oh,
Is
the
it
3-month stay
like
at an inn?
Oh,
Less
Flayer's
than
Mall.
great.
Correct.
Yes, of course.
Regular.
I'll take that deal.
Okay.
Thank you, my lady.
Thank you for your service to our city of splendor.
I'm assuming this is a lesser potion.
It's a minor healing potion. Yep. I believe it gives you 2d4 plus 2 healing when used.
I will take the potion as well, but I must be honest, the reason I came to this city is for this temple.
Oh,
What do you guys... I was trained in a temple similar to this. Have you... do you know of any other temples like this?
Somebody else should take the gold.
you are a monk, are you
Fit
not?
everybody in 2 rounds.
Trained, yes.
We are not monks here. Are you sure
guy?
this was the temple you were
I don't
looking
sleep.
Hmm. This is the temple I heard of light, and I was searching for light as well. Are you guys just healers here?
This is the Gallery of Light, yes. A temple devoted to the glory of Palor, the god of healing light. There aren't many warriors to be found here, however, though some of us have been known to fight for the cause of light. If it's warriors of light that you seek, I would encourage you to visit a conclave of Palor's followers known as Ordo Lux in the Sea Ward. They are located at the Soror Rectory, an old wizard's tower that has been converted for use by Ordo Lux. Ordo Lux often partners with the Order of the Gauntlet, or Orion's pride to slay enemies of the light. So you may also inquire there for information. They too can be found in the seaward near the Fields of Triumph.
Thank you. The wise should do as much as they should, and you are proving that true.
Indeed.
I'll take the gold.
All of it. I thought about it. Give me the.
So we had 5 potions handed out and 3 bags of gold handed out. Very good. Any other questions?
Is it safe
Is what safe?
leaving this area?
She
Pervert's
looks
got
and
a
gets a
great
nod
point.
from the city watch that they would let you go.
Pervert.
Sure.
Were you in here during the attack?
I was.
Okay.
Nor did my sword give any indication of a dragon mode. And she looks down, and you can see that there's a sword that she has with a carved dragon hilt that she pulls out briefly and kind of tings on the blade and puts it back in. Typically, this would glow.
Blue.
Pink.
Frodo.
Purple.
Frodo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Scroto.
Scroto. Of course, that's the one you pick.
That's a.
Scroto Sagan.
That's a really nice sword you got there. It looks almost as good as mine. Pull out like busted and broken piece.
Yes, quite.
It's a hand-me-down.
Any other questions? I have others to tend to.
We have decided to head to the Yawning Portal.
Yes.
Is there anything you need done in between here and there?
Not that I can think of.
If I can serve the light, I will.
Well, check back in here sometime. On occasion we are in need of, well, adventurers to do Halo's work, which often coincides with the work of Hell.
Very insightful.
If we ever needed to come back and get more healing potions or healing kits, is that something we could buy from you or get from you?
Of course.
Okay.
So long as they're in stock, of course.
Do you give any sort of legacy discounts?
Bogos, perhaps.
Legacy?
Like if you're related to someone who used to once serve Paylor as a paladin. It's in my bloodline.
Oh. I suppose that could be the case. That isn't often done, just for purposes of legacy, but we could certainly talk further of this. I really must be going, though. I'm sorry I can't linger and discuss. Any other pressing matters? Well, thank you again for your service to our City of Splendor. It would be our pleasure to host you again in Palor's Gallery of Light. And may his glory be a light unto your path and a lamp unto your feet. And with that, she bows slightly and turns and leaves. And Rygar, you also notice that the dark figure lags behind briefly as
Stealing everything in
Lightkeeper
sight.
Thranduin goes out ahead of her, and then gives one glance back to you all, quick nod, and then follows the Lightkeeper out.
It's not often you see a drow working with a half-elf.
You did
Healing
not
center.
see her at all.
I didn't see her at all.
Rygar's the only one who saw that.
Mm.
Nor did he see her face at all.
Got it.
Assumptions. You don't know who these people are.
I didn't like the look of her, even though I didn't see
You
her.
haven't spent the last 3 years with these people at all.
Well, I guess we're on our way.
Lost time is never found again.
Were these healers able to
Those lads.
restore our short rest stuff, or was this a short rest?
They healed you fully.
Mm-hmm.
You
What about our
didn't take a
spells?
short rest, it was just fully healed.
Oh.
Right, but our things that require
Oh,
rest.
right, so
Spells.
yes, you would have recovered for the sake of
We talked for an hour.
skills that would require a short rest.
Okay,
That
alright.
all,
Sweet.
yeah. You didn't have to roll any hit dice to be
Needed
healed, I
it.
should put it that way.
Oh no, that's a long rest.
Before we go out, I want to
Your
pull back
inspiration's back.
Eli
No, I don't. There's
Okay.
from
long
the
rest.
crowd.
All right.
And
It says-
Rygar and Eli are speaking.
What's up, man?
The first night we met,
Yeah?
you asked me,
Uh-huh.
am I a dragon cultist?
I don't recall that, but I'll take your word for it.
Does this ring a bell to anything of what you're familiar with a dragon cult? The portals, the figure, anything.
What do I know?
Roll history.
With or without advantage?
With.
Them discussing dragon cultists and me having studied dragons, would I?
You
Would it
hear
catch my ear?
let him give his answer.
12.
You vaguely remember dragon cultists being interested in planar manipulation and teleportation, primarily with ends toward getting to the first level of Hell and Tiamat.
Okay.
But beyond that, you don't really know.
So I tell him that it's vaguely familiar. I would say it's something they would do. Yeah.
Vincent, you can also roll history hearing this question
There
from
are
inside.
people who serve these monsters.
I don't think you heard any of that.
You guys weren't necessarily away from them. It's
Okay.
just that this is a conversation between you two.
Right.
13?
Yeah, you don't really have any recollection in addition to what I just explained to Eli.
So to answer your question, yes, there are. They're very bad people.
Bad monsters.
Yep.
Can we go now?
So game plan: 5 minutes in the city center to see that everyone you know's dead, and then we move on to the awning portal.
You don't have to be so insensitive.
For once, I'm with the blonde one.
I didn't think was I insensitive, Hold?
Really?
I was not
You're gonna
hurt.
ask the big metal guy?
Trust me, it's stacked in my favor. I know what I'm doing.
My feelings were not hurt.
Oh, so I think we're good here. Copacetic. Let's move on.
Let's go.
Humans.
All right.
Right.
And so as you begin to make your way out, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and instead of it being bright and light outside as it was when you went in, you see that the storm that was collecting in the west has now moved into town, and it is raining quite hard. And it is here that we're going to take a 5-minute break. And
Nice.
so we're going to take a 5-minute break. In chat, feel free to ask questions. We would love to answer them as we get back. And Dakota, is there anything that you want to say before we go to break?
Let me check.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you all for the follows.
Is
We've got
he
a few
watching?
more follows. Thank you so much, guys. Feel free to type more in chat. We will always talk with you. Thank you for our mods for keeping everything in check. You hooligans. And yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Enjoy the time and get ready for another beautiful session as we finish up this wonderful role-playing moment.
Right, very good.
Do.
See you guys in a
Hey!
minute.
1.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging with us. We're going to jump right into it. And if you're watching and haven't followed us and friended us, we would love for you to do so and to participate in the chat. We want to engage with you and love your feedback, whether it be encouragement or just constructive criticism as how we can improve. It would be wonderful. All right. Well, let's just jump right into it.
Hey!
Now,
I hate everything about that.
About what?
Nothing. I was talking about the sound.
as a heavy rain
I'll get something on the little.
falls around you,
My little accordion.
The reflection of the light until you get that.
It's my bald head.
He's calling you out bald spot.
as a heavy rain falls around you, and you make your way to the southwest, passing near the market square, you see that the city watch has the area cordoned off, and several mages stand around the area, holding back the raindrops so that the scene can be properly inspected and the dead respectfully gathered for interment. Do any of you wish to do anything?
I'm going to scan the area.
Please roll perception.
Oh boy. 12.
What does this
12.
person look like so we may look for him too, or her?
I've got 2 eyes.
So you see a dark-skinned woman with black curly shoulder-length hair. She wears a grayish-white top coat that spreads down to her knees and flares out at the bottom, with black knee-high leather boots. She carries a black staff that she uses as a walking stick as she inspects the scene. Alongside her is another woman. Her hair is a vibrant silver and her slender frame is draped in a white robe with maroon accents trimmed in gold. Clustered together around the 2 women are several other robed figures. The 2 women speak primarily to each other, though they also seem to be receiving input from those around them, especially from one wearing a blue and gray robe with a yellow eye embroidered across his back.
Can I go up to them? Are they...
You can try.
I'm gonna go up to them.
Hold the...
What?
What about the prisoners?
There are guards stationed at all the points of egress, and they are keeping people out.
Okay, can I go up to one of the guards then?
Of course.
The prisoners. Did you guys find the remains or the... What happened to the prisoners?
That's classified information, ma'am.
So you don't know?
Good try.
Roll persuasion.
I love it.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
23. I'm a sexy little bard.
Look. Cutie. We haven't found any of them. I think they have a bead on the little one, but beyond that, they're not here.
I don't know what having a bead means.
They have an idea. They kind of know where one of them is, mainly the halfling.
Well, technically, you have a halfling and a dwarf. You don't know which one they were referring to.
They're both kind of tiny.
So one of the midgets, one of the little ones, they know where that is.
Trigger word.
My bad.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'd like you to roll perception as well, Vincent.
Oh man.
That corner killed me. I got a 1.
Sorry.
It just died right there in the corner.
I need to know. Have you found horses and a cart?
As you look in, you see that your horses and cart are still there in the center.
Untouched.
Can you deliver my goods to me? Or shall I retrieve them myself?
What are your goods?
Oh, the horses and the cart. Right there.
And you have proof of this, I take it.
Just the proof inside his heart. Are you
I
really
would-
gonna separate a man from the love of his life?
Yes. The horseshoes. Made them myself.
Roll persuasion with advantage because you're being helped by Jax.
15.
Looks at you, looks at Jax. Hold on. And he turns around and goes
That's me.
back. And he talks to a more ornately dressed city watchman. And the city watchman looks over at you, and they go and they inspect the horseshoes. And the guard comes back to you and says, "Describe the horseshoes."
They're in the shape of the letter C.
Doing really good so far, buddy.
Let me
What
guess, they're
type
gray.
of metal are they made
I
with?
specifically forged them with Amphalian ignits. You can tell because the blackness is a little bit sparklier.
What's
than
the
the
name
rest.
inscribed in them?
Ooh. The name inscribed is Breck.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
You aced it!
I was on the right page, too.
All right, so he goes and he says motion, and as he motions to you, he also, for the first time, it kind of dawns on him what he's actually talking to, and he's like, and just kind of turns, and you follow him, and you get in to your cart. Your 2 horses are there, with none the worse for wear, and all the bodies that have been strewn around, they're pretty much majoritively cleaned up. As again, these mages are holding back the rain, and you bring your cart around and back out to the road next to your companions.
I was gonna follow him, and I'm gonna.
You were not allowed to follow.
Oh, I'm not allowed to
They
follow
stopped
him.
you.
I was mostly focused on getting to the horses. Is there anything that I may have seen that I couldn't have seen?
Roll
further away?
perception.
Terrible.
Ooh.
Nice.
18.
So over by the gallows, you see a guard that, 2 guards actually, that seem to be very closely inspecting the remains of the gallows, and they have in their like a tray almost of items that are placed in there, and on the tray there are 2 sets of manacles, one that's been broken and one that seems to have been picked.
Is the fancy-looking guard still with our group, or is
No, he never approached you. He stayed back. He's kind of overseeing stuff going on, and you can tell he's just trying to move things along.
Do I recognize any of these well-dressed people walking around? I don't
You
know if
do
they're
not.
guards or nobles or.
You do not.
I'm keeping an eye on the guards
Mhm.
as well. And do I notice the well-dressed one kind of lingering in the background?
So there's a well-dressed guard, yeah, that's there kind of directing. You would notice him, but he's not near the entryway into the market. He's closer to the center, about where you had parked your cart.
Bless you.
So nothing looks familiar.
Roll perception.
That is a 12.
No, not that you can tell. The armor is associated clearly with the city watch, different than the armor that you were familiar with from before.
Is it?
Jax.
Oh. Is it possible to walk up to one of the wizards?
They're
Far away.
yeah, and you can tell there's several who are doing different incantations, inspecting things, kind of part of this whole investigation team, and then they kind of go back and forth to these 2 women, and there's this one older man who is giving them counsel. Though again, the rain is just getting in your eyes. It's hard for you to really make anything out. You're not enjoying the rain at all.
So what's with the horses? You seem really attached to them.
Yes, these are my friends and companions. Came into town with these. You seem to be interested in the prisoners. Can I share something with you? I did see 2 sets of manacles. Handcuffs, if you will. One was broken. One was not broken, but still open.
So they're alive.
Who's alive?
The prisoners.
Oh, well, at least 2 of them.
No, exactly. I only know of 2 of them then. That are, I mean, you only know
I
of 2
believe
of
you.
them.
Okay.
Wing.
So you get your card out, and the watch kind of shuffles you along.
Alrighty. So, where do we go from here?
The yawning portal.
Yawning portal.
yes.
Vinny, you know where to go?
Well, Vinny.
Hold.
Vinny.
Hold.
Vinny.
Hold.
Flair's Maw.
Yes.
Where?
I can show you exactly where.
Is it on the way?
Directly to your right.
Oh,
That's where we
We
came
were
from.
just there.
excellent. Can we
Do you
please
see the
stop
sign?
here? I doubt we'll need this cart, and I would just like to put it in storage for a while with the
It is
horses.
the area to the front door is currently blocked because that was part of the area that's been cordoned off.
Okay.
There is a back entrance through the stable, and for purposes of moving things along, we'll say that you got in there, you spoke with Stella, the half-orc owner of the tavern, and she acknowledged your voucher and took your horses and stabled them.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, so as you travel, and I need you to roll an investigation check with advantage.
All of us, or
No, just Vincent, because he's leading the way.
God, those are terrible. That's a. Use the investigation. 8. One
As
and a
you
2.
travel, you notice the tenor of the city is decidedly different than the morning. Whereas several hours ago, the denizens of the City of Splendor meandered along with a generally happy countenance, you now see that the few who are still out in the streets walk briskly along with trepidation, nervously glancing about, keeping their head down in the rain and moving swiftly. Large patrols of City Watch have flooded the streets, and you see 1 or 2 large contingents of personal guards belonging to one noble family or another traveling alongside carriages. As Vincent leads the way, it's meandering. You get the sense that he doesn't quite know where this is. He takes you to the castle ward, and it takes you about an hour to get through the heavy rains really affecting things as you go. The streets are primarily cobblestone, so it's not a muddy mess. It's just really inconvenient and wet. You all get drenched.
Except for
I'm
Melcy.
okay with this.
And Melcine is okay with this.
Prancing through the.
Just gliding.
You eventually
Swimming
make
through
your
the-
way through the trade ward's numerous shops and outlets near a small, triangular open-air space that serves as the confluence of the trade ward, castle ward, and dock ward, just off Belnimbra Street. In the distance stands Waterdeep Palace, the administrative heart of the city, where the open lord lives and the masked lords meet and conduct business. Vincent kind of tells you this as you go.
Waterdeep Palace. you said?
Tour guide.
Above that, farther up the mountain, is Castle Waterdeep, the bastion of the city and refuge of last resort. As your attention turns away from these massive structures in the distance, your eyes fall on an imposing 3-story manse with a tiered roof and various windows on each floor. Light glows through all the windows on the first floor, while most of the upper rooms are either shuttered or dark. A sign out front reads in fancy scrawling letters, "The Yawning Portal." As you make your way up the path and into the swinging doors, the sounds of a lively bar hit your ears. Upon entering, you immediately see a tap room that fills the entire first floor. 2 additional floors rise above with banisters and balconies situated around the entire building. Everything is oriented around the feature for which the tavern gets its name, a giant 40-foot well in the middle of the building that descends into darkness. A winch and pulley system is situated above the inky black opening with a large platform that looks to be used to lower things in or out. Patrons sit all around the tap room on the upper and lower floors. Servers busily flutter around, passing out drinks and food, while a lone bartender stands behind the tap room's giant sprawling bar. With his brown shirt sleeves rolled up, wearing a navy blue vest and a loose necktie, low-cropped brown hair frames his face, which is covered in close-cut mutton chops that curl up into a mustache. The bartender passes out drinks at a leisurely pace, not saying too much. The middle-aged man looks out over the bar, taking everything in with his keen eyes. As you look around, you see a hearth with a low-lit fire and several patrons sitting around smoking cigars and pipes. You see a billiard table in a corner set up next to a couple dartboards, with slate boards on the ground with metallic pegs in the center, upon which patrons were trying to throw small rings. A small stage with a baby grand piano sits empty in the middle of the floor. Several patrons play cards at another table with a pile of coin between them. Along one of the walls is a small cordoned-off area with several pedestals displaying various items behind glass covers. One portion of another wall is covered with papers tacked to it. Large letters above it read, "Adventurer's Board." What do you all wish to do?
Barkeep. 7 ales and a milk.
But, that'll be 5 silver.
There you go.
Takes it. Takes his time. He's in no rush. Will that be Shadow Dark Ale then?
Sure. The best you got.
You're thirsty.
Well, I take so.
And he
And the milk.
puts it all on the tray and hands it off to you.
Seeing Eli kind of drink it, I kind of pass my ale to him. And I go to the bar to keep. We are on a mission, so a new broom sweeps clean, but an old broom knows the corners. Tell me, do you know of a Bladmore? Of a Floon Bladmore?
It's actually pretty good.
No.
Never. I hear he's a regular here. I roll insight. Oh, my Lanta. My dice hate me.
That is not an
8.
You can't really tell if it's being honest or deceptive, but what you can tell is that he really doesn't care.
Is there an open seat at the table playing cards?
There is. There's a 4th seat of 3.
What type of money is on the table? Does it look like something I could buy into?
So as you
Why?
go, you see that they're playing 3-card draw, and you see that it's not gold pieces. It's mostly coppers and silvers. There's a gold piece or two. This isn't a rich game. You see a blonde-haired man, human with scruffy blonde beard, wearing gray half-plate armor at one of the seats, and then 2 other plain-clothed, one woman, one man, and they're kind of intently focused on their game as they're gambling, calling each other's bets, and playing this game.
I'd like to take out a couple silver coins and sit down at the table and try to join their game.
All right. Ha! Another lucky loser.
Confident.
No. Come on and join us.
Thank you.
Says the blonde-haired man with the plate armor. And you sit down
Look
and
at Morthos making friends, trying to stop them from gambling. He's such a great guy.
That's exactly what he's doing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to play a couple of hands and try to kind of
okay.
you know, win their, not trust, but kind of
So I need you.
work my way in.
So for purposes of this, I need you to roll a d4. Don't tell me what it is. Let Solon know.
I see it.
Okay? And each of them take their cards. And they look at you and say, the silver blonde-haired man says, "Ha! What's your wager? What's your name, by the way?"
I am Morthos.
Morthos, what's your wager?
1 silver.
Call. 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 They all call. Roll a d6 as the next card is dealt. By the way, it's the highest total.
Oh.
He tells you that halfway through.
Yeah, right.
It's on you, Morthos.
Another silver.
Okay, so you put 2 silver in. The woman folds. The other man thinks for a moment and calls reluctantly. And the blonde-haired man calls. Finally, a d8. It's on you.
I have gold.
Oh.
The man folds. Blondie looks at you.
Can I bardically inspire him?
You can. He's already rolled.
Oh. I don't know how
from
many
a
times. I don't know how to play
standpoint.
this game.
Unless he's going to try to do something else in the midst of the game. He says, "I'll raise you 5 gold."
Oh.
Gold.
And his eyes widen with a look of
No insight check.
surprise.
Just like.
And he says, "Show your cards." He turns over the first card. It's a 4.
Oof.
What's your first card?
A 3.
He turns over the second card. It's a 3.
As mine is as well.
He turns over the last card. Before he shows you his, he says, "What do you got?"
A 7.
He turns over a 4.
I like this game.
He pushes the money over to you. He says, "Well played, Morthos. Well played.
Not too bad.
Another round, Dernan." And he calls for another round from the barkeep. And you guys,
Is that the lazy
continue.
barkeep?
As the
Yeah.
barkeep comes over, I
He
would like
just
to
calls
throw the
that.
coin to pay for it instead of.
Dernan doesn't leave the bar. Barmaids come over and bring them.
Got it.
And we'll leave you there.
I am.
Hold on.
Oh.
Rygar, what are you doing?
I am going right over to the adventurers board.
Okay.
Just taking a look at what I see on the board.
Roll perception, please. Just to see what of all of these things catch your eye.
14.
Okay.
All right.
So there are all manner of advertisements, adventures, resumes, and job postings. And as you look around, there's just a couple that catch your eye. Do you desire to smite evil? Can you do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly before others? Join the Order of the Gauntlet today. Inquire at the righteous remnant if you think you have what it takes. Another one says, in sloppy handwriting, seeking experienced adventurers to explore location near Nightstone. Report to Gizmo's Gears for more information. A poster for the Field of Triumph reads, "Join the ranks of the most revered combatants in Waterdeep. Glory awaits those who would find victory amidst the fawning crowds. Join alone or as a team. Seek out Game Master Kang." Another reads, "New recruits wanted for sanguine silence. Wealth and adventure await the brave. Find Trixie at the Skewered Dragon." Another reads, "New hunts posted for hopeful chasers in Orion's Pride. Report to Fletch for more info." Another, "Merchants League seeks able bodies to escort caravan to Nightstone for excellent pay. More information found with Fidrick Kent at Guild headquarters." "Need rats killed? Yes, I do. Big rats. Rats of unusual size. Beginners will suffice. Inquire of Lady Zanya at the Amcathra estate in Undercliff for more details. Trappers wanted for Mennick's next exhibit. Speak with him at the Monster Menagerie in Undercliff." And in very fancy writing, "Favor for an old wizard. Report to Tendarius at the Weaver's Presidium for more information." Those are the ones that jump out to you as looking for help, and the others are mostly resumes or things that don't make much sense or things that you think are just way above your pay grade. You're not quite sure if you would be considered an experienced adventurer, but that's what you see. And I can give you guys all that after the... Hold, you were going to say something before?
Yeah, I am going to slowly walk around the tavern and ask people if they know who Laurel is. Laurel Silverhand. That was the
Open Lord.
That was Volo's contact.
So as you walk around, there's people of all shapes and sizes, men, women, all races, many different races, not all races, many different races. There are no other warforged here, of course. I mean, you see people dressed in armor, you see nobles or people dressed very well with their own personal guard. Not any Blackwoods that you would have noticed from the market square. You notice a little bard kind of sitting in the corner plucking at a 3-stringed instrument. You notice a soft-spoken man kind of playing billiards with another guy. You see a half-orc who is throwing darts against a little dwarf. You see a dark-skinned woman with off-white headdress that drapes down to her waist, with a matching off-white robe and bronzed armor, kind of sitting and sipping a drink, talking with some other well-dressed people. I mean, is there anyone in particular that you want to go up to and speak to?
The well-dressed people would probably be his contact. And so
Okay.
those would be the ones I would go to.
Okay. So you go up to the table where the dark-skinned woman is with the off-white headdress, and she's there with some other nobles, and they regard you, and she looks at you and she says, "Can I help you?"
I arrive looking down, not at them down, but like in passively arriving.
And as she looks up, she immediately sits up and leans in and kind of gives you an up and down and shows interest.
Say, "Good day, my lady. I come seeking conversation concerning 2 people that I am looking for, me and my party. You may know someone named Volo."
Volo. This name vaguely sounds familiar.
Well, regardless, he is a chronicler, and he is seeking a friend named Floon.
I do not know this Floon. Ah, someone's playing the piano.
Nope.
And
Someone fell on the piano.
he did mention a lady named Laurel. Silver something.
The Open Lord, of course.
The what?
And another noble speaks up. She said the Open Lord of Waterdeep, the ruler of the city.
The Open Lord? That
Oh,
sounds like my type
okay.
of lord.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate your time. If you do not know of any of Fluna or Volo, perhaps you may have noticed anything strange happening in the past day? Besides the attack downtown.
Apart from the attack, nothing. The usual. No one has gone down the well, which of course is a disappointment for me. But you are interested.
Why, thank you. My name is Hold.
Obaya.
Obaya?
Obaya Uday.
Obaya, our group of creatures are seeking to solve a quest for Volo, and so I must be off. But it was a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise. Perhaps you can come back sometime and we can converse more of your origins and your purpose.
I do a slight bow.
No bows necessary for me.
I bow again.
She returns the bow.
Mommy.
All right, very good. Eli?
So I've drank my drink. I drank Sunshine's drink and Hold's drink I'm currently holding. And I'm feeling pretty good.
Roll Constitution.
You got it.
Roll a Constitution.
It's a save, con save.
9.
9?
Yeah.
After this day, and you took a few good hits.
A little dehydrated.
While you were healed up, you felt pretty good about yourself, and while 3 drinks normally wouldn't be that big of a deal, you took these in quick succession.
Right.
And this this ale is a little stronger than you actually anticipated.
What's in this stuff?
This is like super good.
You guys are my best friends.
This Shadow Dark Ale.
We are friends.
Not you.
Yeah.
And so you're a little bit more loose, and not quite. You're not knockover drunk, but you're definitely. And by the way, you're
Loose-lipped and
you're
fancy
happy,
Yeah.
buzzed, Eli.
I'm Gisli.
Yeah.
Katie.
And so yes, that's the state in which you find yourself.
So I know, still in the state that we've got to find Floon. I'm at the bar. I just want to talk to, real quick, the bartender. If I don't get anything out of him, I'm going to go over to the bar in there. So, bartender, I just want to look at him and go, hey, you. Do you work here often?
What time does your shift end?
Wow. This guy's no words. Are you on every shift, or do you have a replacement? You'd like me to leave?
Yes.
What if I buy another beer from you and tip you?
All right.
Okay, I'll take one more. And how much is one?
3 copper.
Here's 3 copper, and you know what? Here's a silver piece for your time. I think I like you.
All right.
Question for you. Were you working 2 nights ago?
I work every night.
You work every night. So would you say? Would you say you remember faces of people that come here often?
Depends who's asking.
I'm asking Eli.
Eli.
Yeah, that's me.
Mm.
What's your name, by the way,
Roll
friend?
persuasion.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. That one would be a 16.
Oh.
Denon.
Dern?
Denon.
My mouth is a little numb, so I can't say that, but I'm gonna call you Big D. How you like that?
Oh, jeez.
I do.
I bet you do, right? So Big D, listen. Have you heard of Volantramp? Does he come in here often? Volo?
Aye.
So you know him. Do you know his buddy Floon? Reddish, blondish hair.
Aye.
Do you remember where he was 2 nights ago after Volo left here around 10 p.m.?
Aye.
Here's another silver.
Drinking with Renair.
Drinking with Renair?
Renair never ember.
Renair Everember. Is
Close
Renair...
enough.
Thanks, man.
Renair,
Renair.
R-E-N-E-A-R, never ember.
R-E-N...
R-E-N-E-A-R, N-E-V-E-R-E-M-B-E-R.
Oh, that was way too fast.
I got it.
Never
Never Ember.
ember, as
Right.
it sounds.
Is Renair here tonight?
No, haven't seen him in 2 nights.
Haven't seen him in 2 nights. Have you seen Floon in 2 nights?
No.
Interesting. Are they the type to hang out?
Hold on. 1 second.
And here's 1 more silver for your time. Do
Almost
they hang out often?
Yeah, drinking bodies.
Drinking. Did they leave together?
Mates, you might say.
Okay. Did they leave together 2 nights ago?
Aye.
They did. Do you remember what time that was?
Round about midnight.
Okay. So Volo left around 10, and Rainier and Floon drank till midnight, and they left together. Did you notice anything weird? Did they leave happy or agitated or anything like that?
Why are you asking so many questions?
I'm asking because I'm afraid something happened to Floon. And Volo asked me and my group to find him. And you know Volo and Floon are pretty close as well.
Roll persuasion once more with advantage.
That'd be a 17.
After they left, almost immediately after, about 5 blokes followed them out. Said they were headed home, near the dock ward. Don't know what happened after that.
Near the dock ward.
Why?
Are any of those guys here tonight?
No.
Okay. Anything else you think I should know about that so I can find Flo?
Oh, well. The men haven't returned since, but they frequent a warehouse on Candle Lane and Docks Road. Best I can tell you. Look for a snake symbol on the door.
Ooh. Candle Lane, snake symbol.
Flying snake symbol.
Flying snake symbol. That's...
So just for purposes of, you guys can write this down, but Eli is the only one who is currently getting this information.
So, listen, Big D, you've been...
I like that name.
I bet you do, man. I feel like we could be friends. If
Probably
I keep
not.
paying you.
Probably not.
Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. I gave you 3 silver for your time. I'm gonna give you 3 copper here. Whoever buys this next ale, it's on me. Okay?
The guy sitting right next to you just...
Except for you, bud.
Reaches out his hand and
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Big D, thank you for your time. And I kinda saunter on over to Jax. And are you at a table? Sitting at a table?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna plop down next to you and drink.
Okay.
So what'd you find out?
And is anyone else sitting next to Jax? You guys are all doing your own things?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So then
I wouldn't be sitting
before
at
we
the
get to
table
that
with
conversation, let's get to Melcine. What have you been doing?
She said she's sitting with
Oh,
me.
okay, so
Yeah.
you three together.
Mhm.
Vincent, what have you been doing?
Since I'm drenched, is there a fire?
There is a hearth
Okay.
with a low fire, and there's people there talking mostly about the attack.
So I go over to the hearth, and if there's an open seat, I sit down and just try to warm myself back up. And I lean over to the nearest person. I go, "Oh, you wouldn't believe who I just met. I met Volo, the great chronicler." And I open the book and show them his signature. I said, do you know who Volo is?"
He looks over at you, puffing on his pipe, and it's an elf. Plain features, a little more plump than a normal elf would be. Looks like he's enjoyed the good life and isn't out running about in the woods like wood elves. Has a bit of a high and haughty posture to him, and looks over to you. But of course.
So you know that he hangs out here sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know his friend? Floon? Maybe you heard of him too?
I don't know who he cavorts with. I have better things to do than talk to Valo. The man is incorrigible.
So I heard. What do you know about the attack on the city?
Probably nothing more than you. Dragon, cursed beasts, attacked and killed many poor souls, and flew away. The Griffin cavalry did what they should have and killed them all and drove them off.
I've been here a few years myself. What about you? Have you seen this before?
Never.
I go back to drinking my milk.
He looks at you with a bemused smile and just turns and continues to smoke on his pipe.
I keep admiring the signature I got.
Okay, very good. Sola, what have you been doing?
I went up to the bartender when I
Okay.
said that. After he kind of.
So you were off to the side when Eli came up, and
Yes.
unless you left the bar,
Yeah.
okay, then you did not hear the conversation.
I'm
so-
gonna be looking down into the pit.
Okay, so you are at the corner of the pit,
Yeah.
and one of the barmaids kind of goes by you, and it's a let's see here, a woman with brown hair that goes down to about the small of her back, and it's pulled into a loose ponytail that hangs down. She has a white kind of blouse on with a green vest kind of over the top. And she's got a tray with lots of drinks on it, and as she's going by, she just looks at you. She says, "We would be very careful if I were you."
What's down here?
Death.
Is that. Why do you say death?
Very few come back who go down.
Do people willingly go down?
Well, there's also glory and treasure found down there.
What's down here? Besides death?
Under Mountain, of course.
What's under mountain?
The largest dungeon in the land.
Are you sure people are dead?
Most who go down don't come back.
Maybe they're just lost.
Yeah.
Does he give an eye roll? Or she?
I could be talking a bit higher, I suppose, but it's hard. No, I roll. No. Oil
This
even
is
now.
How do you get down here?
And she walks away. And you answer your own question. You see that there's a pulley system that
Okay.
seems to lower people in and out.
Seems oddly
And hold. After speaking with Obaya, are you doing anything else?
I continue walking around looking for people of Volos class.
So that table looked like some of the presenting, at least, more noble people. You do look up, and there are balconies, and as you look up, you see that most of the upper class people are higher up, sitting on these balconies along the banisters with a view of everything, almost as if taking in a show, almost as if they're just waiting for something to happen. And you can see that it's set up as if it's in an almost theater style, all centered on the well. There are stairways in the back that kind of go up there. But there's also a person stationed at the stairs, kind of gauging who's going up and down.
Okay. How high up is this balcony?
It's about 15 feet up, and then another 15 feet up above that, 3 stories.
Oh.
I'll walk up.
As you approach, a man in plain clothes, he does have a sword to his side, and he looks to be dark-skinned and kind of leather armor. He just holds out a hand and says, "Are you a patron? Have you paid for a room? What's your business?"
Oh, I am actually seeking information.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't let you up then. You'd have to pay for a room if you want to go up to the rooms.
How do I get to where they are?
You pay for a room and then I can let you up.
They don't accept visitors?
If someone calls for you, then I would let you up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rygar, after you looked at the adventurer's board, were you doing anything else?
I just walk over back to Eli, and
who is also with Sola and Melcine.
And all I say is there's some interesting things over there on the board, but nothing too much that I can see for us. Have you uncovered anything?
Oh, my pointy-eared friend. Have I? And I give him a kiss on the forehead.
Whatever was that for?
Don't worry about it.
Well, go on.
Oh, you want me to talk now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I talked with my buddy Big D back there. Me and Big D are buddies.
Who's Big D?
He's the bartender, Big D.
Okay.
Mainly because I can't say his name. Drunin, doesn't matter. Big D. So, tell you guys this too. I know Floon, who we're looking for, right? Reddish-haired dude. Found him.
Is he here?
You
No.
found him.
Well, I know how to get him. Found his whereabouts because Big D, my buddy Big D, back there.
Yeah, you seem really fixated on his big D.
Well, you know, it's hard not to notice. Staring me right in the face. So he told me. So he told me where to find him. So Volo left Floon. Floon was drinking with a guy named Rainier. Rainier and Floon are friends, right? They left around midnight. Okay? And then immediately, these 5 guys, I think he said 5. 5 guys followed him out immediately. Said they had to go home. Yeah, right, you know?
The 5 guys.
The
had to
5
go
guys
home?
all had to go home after 2 guys left, right? Drip?
They also had burgers and fries with them.
They had burgers. That is an endorsement.
Wait, now I am hungry.
We will accept sponsorship.
Yes, we will.
Not this one, Elf.
So, oh, peanuts, right?
Peanuts.
Oh,
Peanut
peanuts.
Their
allergy.
milkshakes are good.
Focus, sorry.
Okay.
Off topic.
So,
I got
yeah.
distracted.
Yeah, Drip. Like, they all had to go home, right? So,
Drip.
I don't remember your
I don't
name.
know how I feel about that.
Would you
not
prefer
good.
Waterfall?
I would not take either
I
of them.
prefer Melcine.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Melkin. Whatever. I'm not good with names.
That's quite obvious.
You
Yeah.
had a point.
Oh, yeah. Point. 5 guys left, followed. Towards the dock ward. It's on Candle Lane.
Okay.
And we'll know the warehouse these 5 guys frequent because there's a flying snake insignia. Big D told me that. You know my friend Big D back there?
Mhm.
There's a flying snake. I thought it was apropos. I think we should head that way and
What kind
get
of
her.
warehouse?
Does it matter? We just look for a flying snake in the dock ward.
Maybe Vincent knows.
I'd like to know what I'm walking into.
I would imagine a trap. 5 thugs followed out 2 guys and either kidnapped them or killed them. I mean, if I had to guess, I've met some mercenary types in my day, and that's kind of what they do. So I would be prepared, but we should all be healthy, right? Anyway, that's what my friend Big D back at the bar told
Yeah,
me.
got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any more booze? I'm out.
I slide mine over.
Thank you.
All right.
Not that he needs anymore.
Anyone, Morthos, you've been playing and you've won some hands and lost some hands. You are coincidentally exactly at the same amount of money at which we last left you. Well, my boy, it was good playing with you tonight. I'm gonna take my leave and head home to the missus.
Before you go, I have a quick question.
Sure.
I hear that a man by the name of Flynn Bragmar likes to play cards. By chance, have you ever played cards with this gentleman?
Of course. Beat him 2 nights ago.
Ah.
Took lots of his money.
2 nights ago, you say?
Yeah, it hasn't been back. Probably because I beat him so bad.
You hadn't to happen to notice anything those 2 nights ago when you, as you say, beat him so bad?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Valo left and he stayed and continued to drink, and then another guy who looked a lot like him came in and they sat down and continued to drink, and then they left, and that was it.
You didn't notice anything peculiar? Shady, maybe?
No, why do you ask?
Well, I hear he is missing. Nobody has seen him since those 2 nights ago.
Well, I haven't seen him, so maybe he is missing. Nothing more about that.
All right, then. It was a pleasure to play cards with you.
Yeah, let's do it again sometimes.
I
I'll
say we will.
win that big hand next time.
You may try.
I like your spunk, tiefling.
With that, I get up and leave the table with him as he leaves.
Okay, very good. And that card game kind of dies down, and he's starting to head out. And you see the group as you get up, sitting at the table, all talking over there.
I'll walk over to the group.
Shh. He's coming. Hey, you.
Are you all right?
No.
I feel great.
Apparently somebody can't hold his liquor.
I'm a little dehydrated. I didn't eat. It's been a long day. The sun's in my eyes. Shut up.
So you're a baby as well.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm the one who's doing this, but did anybody find out anything useful?
I feel like everything I said before is really useful.
Okay, besides the big drunk guy.
He was here 2 nights ago playing cards, but nobody seemed to notice anything. They just said he just lived.
Okay, well, he was followed out by like some big burly men.
Oh, that is something.
I thought it was interesting.
There's a giant.
He is very interested
in
by big
there.
burly men. it
Sola
seems.
now comes and joins your table as well.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
We
I
should
guess I wouldn't
ask-
smile. Hello.
I think we should go see if we can find this warehouse.
And we should
What
ask
playhouse?
Vincent if he knows the area.
I'll tell you about it on the way.
Vincent
right?
is still sitting over by the hearth unless you've done something else, Vincent.
I do want to do something. Where's the hearth in comparison to where they are?
So the hearth is opposite of them.
Okay, perfect. That's it.
Yeah, and so you see them to your left is the kind of gallery of curios that are there, all in the different glass boxes, and but they're you see them there. You see now that 6 of your companions have joined together and are speaking. Hold is also kind of meandering back around that way.
So I'd like to get up, and after I spot them, I just want to take a kind of inconspicuous look around the room to see if we've drawn anybody's attention.
Right, roll perception.
That's a good idea.
Oh, please get something other than a 1 or a 2. That's a
Oh,
1.
a 1.
It's a 1.
Can you get a different die, please? Thank you.
Unbelievable.
You know what? You're as you look around
It's
the room,
pathetic.
your eyes
It
are
is.
just
That's
fixated
really
on the sign that reads "Curios from Undermountain and Beyond. Do not touch. You have been warned."
Oblivious to everybody around me.
And you see a
Which is
bunch
pretty
of.
far for you.
You kind of get up and you just immediately forget about
Except when it's you.
the bar. You just look. You see that one of them. There's a key carved from bone. You see a mummified hand. You see pouch with many different types of teeth in it. You see a blood-stained map, a pink rectangular stone that orbits around an invisible point.
Where do I see this?
In each of these different kind of glass boxes of that's curios from Undermountain and Beyond.
Oh, but I do see them.
I mean, your
Okay.
focus was taken to them because, well, they're so cool looking.
Yeah,
You've
okay.
got iron gauntlet that is steaming.
All right, well, I stop. I'm going to inspect these curiosities.
There's a wriggling troll finger,
Ooh, ew.
Very nice.
a blue glowing crystal shard, a statuette of a panther crouching and ready to pounce, a vial filled with continuously bubbling liquid, a wooden pipe marked with a half-moon sigil that kind of goes upwards with a circular sphere kind of in the center, all golden, a socketed mechanical arm with daggers protruding out of the top of the hand, a large green dragon scale, and a broken wand that constantly glows at the tip. And these are all in various little glass cases.
Is there anybody else standing near them looking at them?
Yeah, there's different patrons kind of come and go and look at them. You're inspecting them the most closely, but
He's breathing on the glass.
Just like you did
So
before,
cool.
Jax.
Yeah,
You're so pretty.
I'd like to go up to the nearest person and just ask them, who brought these things up? They're very interesting.
the elf who you spoke to before looks at you. They're all from Undermountain as far as I can tell.
But who brought them up?
Different adventurers who actually survived. Durnan often offers to pay for such things or to trade what he already has.
To trade? Where's Durnan?
You don't know who Durnan is?
I don't come around these parts too often.
Durnan's owned this bar for hundreds of years.
Good to know. See you later. So I go to the bar.
Alright, you go to the bar.
I ignore them completely. Durnan? Durnan? Anybody seen Durnan?
Big D.
You're being ignored currently.
Oh, great. Like,
And eventually, the bartender turns to you. Bugger.
did you say Durnan? You're Durnan?
Piss off.
What about 1 gold? Are you Durnan now?
One god.
nice to Nice to meet you, Dernan.
You just took 1/10 of our winnings.
Already.
I have like
He took
a
the
lot.
30.
Yeah, I took 30.
Yeah, sounds good.
Dernan, those neat things you have under the glass. Who brought them up? Any of them here right now?
No. Various adventurers. Most of them come back from the Undermountain.
Awesome.
That's all he did.
You did.
And he kind of turns and starts serving someone else.
You're willing to trade?
What do you got?
I got some gold.
I mean, I like gold, but you need to give me something better.
How about a staff?
What kind of stuff?
It's a dragon's head staff. It's got a dragon's scale on it.
Certainly like to see that.
I bet you would. But what would you trade for one?
I'd have to see it before I make an offer.
Malsine! Do I see her?
You see her. You've seen her. They're sitting at the table talking. Hold by this time, Hold has joined them and is sitting there, having been caught up on.
Literally everybody but you.
Where are you guys
I
looking
totally
at?
didn't see her.
Did they catch me up?
They catch you up.
I'm gonna go over there to where Malsine is.
And as you go there, you're just about to speak to Malsine, and you hear a shout from the corner. Your pig like killing me mates, does ya? Then a 7-foot-tall half-orc is hit by a wild, swinging punch from a male human whose shaved head is covered with eye-shaped tattoos. 4 other humans stand behind him, seemingly ready to jump into the fray. This is over by the dartboard. The half-orc cracks her knuckles, roars, and leaps at the tattooed figure. But before you can see if blood is drawn, a crowd of spectators clusters around the brawl. And it's there that we're going to pick up our session next week. All right. Very good. Very good. Well, that was fun, right? I hope we all had fun.
Sure was.
Got some information. We knew this was going to be a heavy role-playing session, and we'll pick things up next week. Dakota, do we have any closing remarks for anyone? Any thank yous before we sign off?
Dakota!
Finish your on the other one. Thank you guys. We have a wonderful chat. A lot of people talking in there. We very much appreciate it. We had another 7 followers tonight, so thank you so much for that.
Yay!
Very kind of you all. We hit a max of 22 people watching at the same time already. And if we hit one more follower, we already can hit associate. And that means emotes, that means ads sometimes that go towards us too. And that also means that you guys can subscribe. And that's even with Twitch Prime, which is a free thing that comes with all Amazon accounts. And doing so, you get to have a little icon next to you. You get the emote that we're going to make up. It's going to be great. And we get to add more emotes over time. So thank you so much for everything. Remember, it's 7 p.m. EST. Matt will tell you everything. But thank you for all of the support in chat. You told me when to turn things up or down, and it's great. Now we have a really good audio level. It's decently loud, but on purpose so that you can turn it up and down. You don't have to blare it in your speakers to hear anything. And if there's any issues, please feel free to tell us. And thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for following. We would love to get that one more follower so that we can become an associate of Twitch, and we think we can continue to expand.
Somebody call their mother. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Bonus content.
That's right. Get your significant other to sign up for us as well, right? But seriously, we thank you so much. We are so thankful and happy to be able to share this with you. And you're going on this adventure with
Battery
us.
60%.
And so we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday when we will continue to loot, die, and repeat.
That's how it's different.
It's good.